Hey guys, welcome back. It's Jen. Welcome back to my channel. As some of you may know, I am a woman in long-term recovery. I'm also a CARC, a CRPA, which means I'm a recovery coach and an advocate. And I am also a Narcan trainer. So if you look at my description box down below, you will find the links to some of the things that I've been involved with. And you will also find my merch, my Patreon, and my Amazon wish list. My Amazon wish list has just newly been updated, so please take a gander if you can help out. I would greatly appreciate it. I'm totally out of size 4 diapers, by the way. So I use that to help local parents, grandparents, anyone raising a child, because sometimes it's different, and people in my area who are struggling. I help them with the donations I receive from you amazing people. So today it's kind of going to be a little bit of a fun time. It's a story time. I'm going to talk to you about the crazy places that I have used to stash my stuff. So I'm going to jump right in and get to it. Jared's also here today. Somebody stole pumpkins off my porch. So he is...
Like, no joke. Between 3:01 and 3:02 p.m.
they're gone.
Someone walked up and took them.
Like, I had these like white flat pumpkins and I had gourds around them and they were on my front porch, and I just looked at my walkway and I was like, I had 2 of these pumpkins. And Jared was like, are you sure? And I'm like, bro, I'm positive. I know what I had. I had 2 of these pumpkins. And he goes back and he looks through like my ring and stuff. And he's like, oh my God, you did. So now he's feverishly searching through, I don't know how far back, because I just noticed it because I was talking to the mailman. So I have a pumpkin thief. But anyway, so
257.
He's going to be obsessed now.
3:01, they're there.
All right, let me talk to the people. So
3:02, they're gone, and you're standing right outside.
Well, I definitely didn't take them and not know about it.
That is serious, and nobody.
The great mystery of the white pumpkin. Anyway, so all right. So during my methamphetamine use, I got a little weird, to say the least. So I would stash my stash in all types of crazy places. The one that stands out the most to me is kind of comical, actually. So I went through this thing where I don't know why I listened to certain people, and they were like, if you have your stash in the house, but you don't have it all like in one big chunk, God forbid if they came, you wouldn't get in trouble as much if it was individually bagged up. Like, what? And I believed this for a long time. I'm like, oh, that makes sense. Now looking back on hindsight, no, bitch, you look like you're about to sell it. That's what it looks like. It's worse. But so I used to take like 8 balls and put them in 8-ball baggies, and I would then I would pull the dresser out again from against the wall, and then I would tape the bags to the back of the dresser. So this way they were hidden, but like if someone was going there, I would know because I would hear the dresser move or whatever. I don't know what my crazy way of thinking was with that one. So one time we had friends over one night and we were sitting downstairs in the smoking room, and I was like, oh, before they come, I was like, let me go upstairs and let me grab one of these bags or whatever. Go upstairs. I'm like screaming. Jared comes upstairs. He's like, what's wrong? I'm like, where are all the bags? There was 3 bags taped to the back of the dresser. So we're looking. And Jared helps me pull the dresser out more. And there's the freaking bag. The tape like must have lost its stickiness, or maybe I didn't stick it properly, or God only knows what. Fell on the floor, and a freaking mouse chewed the corner of the bag and ate the product out from inside the bag on all the bags that were back there. I started crying. I was so upset. Like that was, I mean, we still had some left, but anytime I got down to like a certain point, I was in panic mode. Like we weren't going to have enough. So that was one crazy situation, right? Only like in upstate New York that would happen, that a freaking mouse would eat the drugs that were inside the bag that fell. Bet you he overdosed.
Hopefully, little fucker.
I was devastated. Probably ate like a half ounce of meth. So don't mind my forehead. Luna scratched me, and then I just scratched the scratch, so I feel like I'm bleeding, but it's fine. Another place that I used to stash my stuff, which was a great idea because everyone constantly looked it over. So I would take tampons and I would open the plastic wrapper just enough to pull the plastic out. And then I would take the plunger and pop out the inner piece. And then I would take super glue and I would pull the plunger back out and I would glue it so it stayed out. And then I would roll up my bags and stick it down the applicator tube. I'd put it back in the plastic. I would take a piece of tape and roll it so it would stick and keep the plastic that covers the applicator closed. And I would put it in my makeup case. You know how many times people look through my purse? Opened up my makeup case, emptied it out, Jared included, looked right past it. Every time. Tampons, awesome place to hide your stuff. And then also, what I also used to use, which was ingenious too, was I used to get the little travel size, like the round Advil containers. And then I would take my shit and I would put it in tin foil, form it into a ball, stick it at the bottom, take half the Advil out, put the other half back, so this way if you shook it, it made noise. And if you opened it to empty out some of the pills would come out, but the tinfoil was big enough where it would still stay in. So people would turn it right upside down. Never know it was in there, ever. I, at some point in time, got a little crazier than crazy, and we had a spot upstairs in our hallway where there is a hole in the wall, and I decided that was a good spot. I was like, I'm gonna hide a fully loaded pipe. Like, I'm gonna hide one in case I can't get in the bedroom, or maybe if Jared and I got into a fight, or I don't even know, like, just in case. Like, people hide a spare key, I hid spare pipes. So I fully loaded a pipe, cracked it, waited for it to solidify again, and boop, stuck it right in the hole. It stayed there until we took it out after prison and everything else. Well, that'll be another story. But literally hid an entire pipe filled inside a hole in the wall. Craziness. Just absolutely crazy. Like, these are the crazy things that would go through my mind and how I would hide things. Like, at any random time, I would take the tallest shelf in the kitchen and there would be a cup in there, and I would take tin foil again. I would put my stuff in there, and then I would take tape and I would tape it to the top of the cup and put it up in the cupboard in the back, so this way nobody would go to that. I would take, like, if there was like any crazy, like in dishes and stuff, if there was ever like any space or whatever, I would stick drugs in there. Like, I would put them all over the place in these really random, weird places. Or like if we went anywhere, I was always paranoid that we were going to get pulled over. Always paranoid. Jared and I used to argue about it all the time. I'd be like, get off your phone and see your light on the phone, and like crazy things, right? So my dude used to use the food saver bags. Like, I would go in, I would weigh up my stuff, whatever, and then before I would leave, he would put out all my bags into a food saver bag, and he would seal it. And then I would go in the bathroom and I would take like the white material, like skin tape that they use in the hospitals and stuff. What's that called?
Tape.
It has a specific name.
I don't know.
And I would tape it like along my rib cage. I would tape it literally like on my side, so my bra sat on top of it. So I knew if we got stopped, 9 times out of 10, it was going to be a male officer, and they could search him, but they couldn't search me, and they could go through my bag, but they couldn't touch me. So I literally would tape my shit to my body, because this way, if you search him and you find nothing, you search the car and you find nothing, you search my bag and you find nothing, 9 times out of 10, that's going to be enough. You're going to let us go. If you search him or his car or my bag and you find anything, then it's on. You're going to definitely call for me to get searched. So I figured, process of elimination, we have the 50-50 shot. If it's on me and not my purse, we have a 50-50 shot of escaping this. And I carried a little oil burner, like about this big, right in the bra, right between the boobs. Again, can't touch me. And that was my like mentality, my way of thinking for a long time. You know, and I look back now and I'm like, damn girl, you were crazy. Like, who thinks these things, huh?
Ridiculous.
Ridiculousness. Like, seriously, ridiculousness. Like, crazy.
Fucking
nutty, just nutty. Like, the things that we rationalized into being like okay.
Everything seemed normal.
to us, everything seemed normal, but I don't really think anything seemed normal, but we thought we were holding it down, and we were a mess. Like,
We were a mess.
yeah, we were a mess, to say the least. It was ridiculous. Like, oh my God. You know, and I just recently celebrated 3 years of complete and total sobriety, and it's just mind-blowing. Like, we were sick. Like, we were legitimately sick. And these stories are funny, and they are. They're super funny. And Jared and I have private
Because
jokes.
we're still alive.
Right. They're only funny, right? They're only funny because we are still alive. And they are. They're a fun time, and we giggle about them, and we make fun of ourselves and each other and whatnot. But at the end of the day, that's not any way to live.
Hell no.
You know what I mean? Like,
I couldn't do it anymore.
no, I'm too old for that shit. And aside from that, like, I had drugs, very, very dangerous, deadly drugs, taped to a dresser in the back of my house. Thank God a mouse found them and not any of our children. You know what I mean? And we just, your good sense goes out the window, if you will, unfortunately. So I just thought you guys would find it, you know, amusing to know some of the stash spots that my weird way of thinking worked. It's craziness. Like, sometimes I think back and I'm like, damn, you were a hot mess, girl. Like, you were absolutely crazy. So thank you for joining me. I hope everyone has a beautiful weekend. Please stay safe. I'm only a message or an email away. All my stuff is in my description box for my Facebook, my Instagram, my email, every other little thing you guys could possibly think of about me. And I will see you guys in a few days. Bye.